from my point of view, I think there are so many fun characters and so many fun people, and this kind of chaos that happens when you put us all together, and it's really good people making bad decisions. There's something about that that's pretty easy to watch.
Yeah. And the plot twists like come with the character development as well, so things are just moving so fast throughout the season. So Dallas?
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite parts about the show is that you never know what's coming next, and it's always chaotic and hilarious.
Yeah, and that makes it so much fun. Miss Diaz?
Yes, exactly what he said. You're glued. You have to keep watching, and it's always a surprise. Whatever comes next is very unexpected.
Yeah, that's why we can't help but just binge watch it the whole day and take time off from everything. Okay, now Debbie and Dallas, we would like to know, what is it like to work with two-time Emmy awardee and showrunner Lauren Gussis?
It's amazing. Since the pilot, we've worked together extremely closely, and there's really no finer writer for television than Lauren Gussis. And as you saw in season 1, but believe me, when you see season 2, the fans, you're in for it.
No, okay, we're more excited now. Okay, Debbie, I've never worked with someone who is so collaborative and so involved and really cares about the nuances in the way that the story, while being kind of so neon and so towards the back wall, she really does care about the intricacies of it, and to be able to have those conversations with her every day on set and ask kind of why this person's doing this thing and where we're trying to get to and come up with something together, it's been quite a treat.
Okay, now I see what you're doing, because every time I watch your episodes, I'm like, okay, I don't know how to feel about this because it goes from one tone, one mood to another. So thank you so much for that. Okay, now, Miss Gloria, we are itching and dying to know, how did this amazing casting come about, and who did you tell first?
They just vibered me, and I thought it was a mistake. I thought maybe they weren't referring to me, and you know, I get a lot of texts and vibers, and I didn't really answer it in the beginning, and then they vibered again on this, and I said, yeah. I said, okay, that's it. But then afterwards they followed. I said, can you follow it up with my guy? And so they did all the thing. And then I was even surprised because I said, what role would I do? I said, I just couldn't think. I didn't realize that was going to be my role. And then I started watching it.
Yeah.
So then I said, oh my God, because when you watch it the first time, you think it's a teeny bot or movie, show. And then as you go on, I said, oh, exactly what it says. Sex, violence, language.
Exciting.
So I said, this sounds very interesting. So that's it.
And who did you tell first about this great news?
Of course, my daughter. And my daughter Belle knows Insatiable and Ava. And then I told Samantha, all my nieces, I said, I wonder, because in the beginning, right, it's all like teeny boppers. So I asked the younger generation. Of course, the older generation sort of didn't really have an idea. Then I asked my designer, he knew it, and one designer knew it, and the other designer knew it. So I guess that's our market, right?
Yeah. And you know what? I heard that your set was really fun. So can you make cuento about your experience?
Well, I was quite overwhelmed because, of course, in the Philippines, we do it totally different. Our stylists come with 10 dresses when they start to dress you up. But when I got to your dress area, the warehouse, like, I was so shocked. I said, how many years has this been accumulating? So I figured it's just one season and everything. We just do it very differently, right? And I was just overwhelmed with the bigness of everything, and so many people were so kind. When I got in, I was saying last night, when I got into the set, they were so nice, oh, welcome, this and that. But like I said, the more they welcomed me, the more stressed I became. The more I said, am I going to be able to deliver? So I got more nervous. So I put you in the same situation in my here in the Philippines.
Please do. I welcome that opportunity.
I mean, spoiler alert, you delivered. She delivered. So.
But you know what, Miss Gloria, this is the perfect role for you because I feel like all your Filipino fans and around the world, we're just waiting for your one-liners. And we get so nervous all the time, Debbie and Dallas, whenever Miss Gloria will be the one asking the question in Binibining Pilipinas, the biggest pageant here in the Philippines. If she's the one asking the question, like, oh God, save the girl.
Really? I always try to make it simple. Really. And I'm trying even harder now. You know, because my daughter always says, Mom, don't give them a hard time. Belle, I'm just asking them, would you rather be beautiful or stupid? I mean, that's very simple, right? Would you rather marry not so handsome, but rich? Or very, very handsome, but poor? I mean, that's a very simple question. And everybody always says, you know, not so handsome, ugly, but very smart, or something very, you know, expected. And that's simple, right? My daughters, when they were young, I said, okay, Belle, do you want to marry a very heavy, kind of fat guy, but very rich? Or do you want to marry a hunk, but poor? Without batting an eyelash, my daughter said, of course I want to marry the fat guy but rich. Because it's easier to get thin than rich.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, so even your daughter faces Q&A from there.
As a fun day, you know, as a dinner table.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Miss Gloria. And now, Debbie and Dallas, your characters from season 1, they went through a lot of changes and twists. So how are they so different from to season 2?
I think that if you watch season 1, you begin to see Patty on this journey of really trying to find herself, not understanding the why, kind of looking within herself and understanding why she continues to kind of make some misguided decisions. And I think in season 2, you begin to see her become more self-aware, more self-assured, figure out a little bit more of the why. Whether or not she makes the right decisions from there is everyone's guess, but she definitely starts to look more internally and learn more about herself and her relationships around her, what she wants, and how she begins to get it.
And certainly, I mean, one of the things I love about Bob is that he doesn't evolve too much. Like, he's kind of like, he's driven and insatiable, if I can. Thanks. And nothing seems to slow him down. The biggest sort of affecting factor is Patty, and his continual sort of sacrifices to stay in that relationship continue to be explored in season 2. But I often refer to Bob as a high-functioning sociopath in desperate situations, and that has not changed at all.
Yeah. Actually, whenever I watch the episodes, I'm like, Patty, just listen to Bob. What are you doing?
Right.
I think that too. It's definitely, that is one of the hardest and most, hardest and easiest things to watch,
Yeah.
is that you're cringing, but you're also like, this time she'll do the right thing. Oh,
Yeah.
she knows better now. Now she'll, and then you see her impulses and you see her kind of her get wound up in her head, and you're like, no.
Okay, so what else can we expect from season 2? And can you give us a hint of your relationship with each other?
Yeah, from season 2, you obviously can expect your queen, Miss Gloria. She has a gorgeous role in that she kind of comes in here and there in little moments that end up becoming really huge to Patty. And there's specifically one moment where we first have a conversation, which was the first scene we shot together. And that conversation and the takeaway from that, what she learns from the reigning queen, is that queens take control. And once she hears that, she really moves in that direction. That kind of begins to be her northern star. And so in season 2, you can kind of begin to see her be less responsive about the things around her and become kind of get in the driver's seat, at least for Patty. And in general, a lot of madness.
So Patty's gonna grow up this season, maybe.
We should hope.
Maybe.
You guys let me know if that's what you see.
Dallas, Miss Gloria.
relationally, Patty and Bob are in sort of constant orbit around each other. And Bob and Gloria's relationship, Bob is a pageant coach and Gloria is a pageant goddess. So he is both intimidated and completely in awe of her. So it's intensely fun to play that.
Miss Gloria?
I don't know if any of you realize that he doesn't have a southern accent, So it's amazing how on the set they all have a southern accent. That's So that I noticed and I was very amazed. So I've been practicing the southern accent. I have to be more in Georgia, so I'll know that, right?
Come back, y'all.
Can you give us a line? Miss Gloria, give us a line of the southern accent.
Yes, they're the ones. I had this heavy Filipino accent, so it's okay. He's the one, and they're the ones with the southern accent.
Yeah, but we can't wait for your role, by the way. Because in pageants, you only need that one line of advice that could change your whole game. So we can't wait for those episodes. And now, Debbie actually mentioned Queens Take Control, and that'll be the overarching theme for season 2. So my question for each one of you is, what does Queens Take Control mean to you?
I'm working with, I'm not really in the beauty pageant world. I just pretend that I am, but you...
You're good at it, though.
Thank you very much. You end up working, especially in this cast and this season, with very, very strong women, which is a pleasure. And so what it means to me, having seen the ladies on the show, is, queens don't ask permission for control, and queens don't wait for control. Queens just take control.
Yeah. There's also the saying that when I'm talking from experience, to a certain extent, the winner has to say. I mean, like, they always talk about first runner-ups, second runner-ups, fourth runner-ups. There comes a time after 1 or 2 years, nobody remembers the runners-up. So it's the queens who take control. And I've experienced that in a very simple way, as in ordering food. Usually, the winner is the one who orders their food. Let's say we're all with beauty queens and everything. So always the winner, oh, what do you want to eat? Or what? Inihaw na baboy or whatever. And everybody wants to eat quinoa or something. But it's all the inihaw na baboy that comes. So maybe queens take control.
Queens take control over everything, and food is very important. You get your way. Patty?
Yeah.
Talagang Patty, Debbie.
I answered to it. I didn't even stop. I was like, that's me. I'm fine. Spent a lot of time in her space. I would say, in my experience, to Dallas's point, on our set, our writer, our showrunner, a majority of our producers, our 2 executives at Netflix are all women, and really cool, strong women. And I've never been on a set where not only are women at the top, but as well in the roles on the crew that you don't typically see women holding the boom and building the sets and holding the lights. And there's so many different types of strength that a woman can exude. And this show, just in the DNA of it, it's really in there. And I think it's so encouraging and strong. And the thing that I've noticed in all of these women, and specifically working with Gloria, in your formidable, terrifying energy, that it's not demanded, it's commanded. Respect is not stomping and screaming. Respect is walking in, knowing what you are owed. And that, I think, is really prevalent to me and all of the powerful women that I'm around and that I look up to. And, in The Matrix, when Neo first fights Morpheus, after he learns Kung Fu, Morpheus says to him, stop trying to hit me. Like, stop trying. If you believe you can, then you will do it. But stop thinking that you're going to try, right? And I really believe in believing.
I think we can crown you Miss Magic Jesus right now. Can we have a crown and a sash, please, ladies? Crown and nationals, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that. And do you have a message for your Filipino fans and your fans all over the world as well?
Well, just thank you so much for the support for season 1, and thank you so much for the graciousness and the generosity and the beauty of the Philippines. This is my first time here, and I'll be back for sure.
Also my first time. When we met, we discussed us coming, and to Dallas's point, the overwhelming amount of support by the Philippines at large has been huge, and I think is not insignificant in us being able to come back and make the season 2. So thank you guys for letting me continue to live my dream and for having us here. It's been so lovely. Your food is incredible. We love the weather. We love the gays. We're so happy.
There's so much left to try, so please stay longer.
Try and stop it.
Miss Diaz?
Thank you very much to all of you for coming. And of course, thank you to Netflix and Dallas and Debbie for helping me somehow feel a little more relaxed on the set. And of course, more than anything, thank you to all the insatiable viewers. And keep on watching.
Thank you so much for representing us internationally once again. We are so proud of you, Miss Diaz.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, so syempre, it's not a complete trip to the Philippines if Debbie and Dallas, I'm still like Debbie, Patty. Debbie and Dallas do not learn a few Filipino words. So, Miss Diaz, you can help me out here. I'm sure you know these words because in pageantry, instead of saying slay or slayage, we say kabog.
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 Yes.
Kabog.
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 Kabog. So let's do Dallas first, and then Debbie say kabogera ako. It means I slay. Okay? So kabog and then kabogera ako.
Kabog.
Kabog.
Kabogera.
Oh, so just kabog.
Kabogera.
Say kabog, yeah.
All right, you ready? Cabo.
Yes, with the snaps. And then Debbie goes.
Kabogera ako.
Yes!
Kabogera ako.
Next time, say it with a hair flip. Yeah.
Kabogera ako.
Yes! Thank you! Okay, thank you so much, Dallas, Miss Diaz, and of course, Debbie. And I had fun chatting with you, and I'm sure the Filipino fans are so excited to stream season 2 already. This is super bitin. That's another thing we say na we're insatiable. Bitin. Bitin. So now we will have a photo session with you guys. So photographers, this